objective of the Bainimarama government to empower people. Empowerment comes through many different ways. Whether you make laws that address issues that are currently in society which the laws cannot address, for example, domestic violence laws, for example, improving rape laws so women get justice, or you empower people by fixing up roads, giving them water, giving them electricity, or you empower people by giving them free education to the children. Empowering children, so just because their father or mother loses a job, it does not mean they should stop going to school. Or you empower people by giving them access to transportation, new roads. You empower people who may be living out in maritime areas, in rural isolated areas, and isolated islands. They must have access to not just transportation, but technology. Most of you over here, for example, now have 3G or 4G phones. We should have the same type of facilities for somebody living in Kandavu, or somebody living inside inland in Vitilevu. That's what empowerment is about. I can give you a whole list of other things. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the Bainimarama government believes, and when we talk about equality, unfortunately many people in Fiji, as soon as you mention equality, they think along racial lines, because that's what we've been taught. But equality means treating everybody alike, whether they're disabled or abled, whether they're rich or poor, whether they live in a squatter or whether they live in the city in a big house, whether somebody's riding a bicycle or somebody's driving a Pajero. That's what equality means. And empowering people across the spectrum should be the objective of any good government. So today we are gathered here today, and those are the people who will be affected. Many of them have been living here for a couple of generations. They have been living here for a couple of generations, and in fact not knowing whether their yearly leases will be renewed or not. Living on a year-to-year basis. That is not a good way to live your life. That is not a good way to bring up the environment to bring up your children in. Once this development is carried out and people get proper leases, they will then be able to feel confident to go and build better homes. They will then feel confident about the environment. They will feel good about themselves. If they want to go and build a better home, they can use that lease that they will get as a mortgage to go to the bank and borrow money to build a better home, not just have a tin check. So the entire outlook of this area will change. And when that happens, when people feel empowered, it also affects the economy in a positive manner. When you go and build new homes or renovate your own homes, you need to get somebody to dig the foundation. You'll go and buy steel. You need a plasterman, you need a plumber, you need somebody to paint your house. It creates jobs. It affects the economy in a positive manner. So this is how we look at running the government. This is how we look at empowering people. This is one of the steps that we've taken. Of course, there are many other areas around this area that also needs to be fixed up. And that's part and parcel of the plan. We've done similar projects in the Lambi-Nasori corridor, and in fact about 3 or 4 weeks ago, the Prime Minister in his capacity as the chairman of TLTB, and I in my capacity as acting Minister for Local Government, signed a memorandum of understanding where there are 4 areas between Lambi and Nasori. On Itauke land, people have been living as squatters. We've managed to negotiate with the landowners where government has now paid lease monies to them to get the development lease, and these squatters will now get actual titles to the land for lease purposes. They can get leases up to 99 years. They can build proper homes. The children will feel much better about themselves in the same way those of you who will be getting proper homes. Please, I have only one thing before I finish. Once this project is done, please look after your environment. Naindovi area over here can become a small town. You're already like a small town. We are trying to upgrade your roads. There's major drainage issues. Some of you would know when it rains, It floods in front of the school area and all of that. You have a big drainage issue. You're in a bit of a lull here. So we're working with Fiji Road Authority to how to get the drainage done and the roading done properly. So it will be an environment that will be for everybody's benefit. So please have a sense of pride, not just in your area or just about your house, but about your entire community and indeed about your country. You must have a sense of commitment and loyalty to your country. I know many people, in particular Indo-Fijians after 87, have this attitude, "Bale padhao nikalo." Get them educated, get them out. The Beni Marama government is trying to change that equation. We're giving people free education so they can contribute to their country. We are telling everybody's a Fijian. And in fact, those of you may not know, even the Yashgai report said that. It does not mean we're replacing the Itoke people or they no longer have their rights. Their rights are there, their land is there, their ownership is protected. But if we all have a sense of belonging, we'll then all work together and achieve the full potential of Fiji. And that starts from a very basic thing like, when you're walking along, you finish your packet of twisties, don't throw your empty packet on the street. You finish a bottle of Coke, don't throw it out of the car window. Take it home and throw it in the rubbish bin. Many of the drainage issues we have is because of people throwing their rubbish. So please, let's have a sense of pride, let's have a sense of commitment to our country and a sense of loyalty, and we will be in a much better place than where we are today. Of course, it depends on which party you vote for. Thank you very much and have a good afternoon.